My boy Ash is stacked for the Masters 8. I know, this is very different territory for the TC Bibs channel, but yes, I'm making a Pokemon video. I actually restarted the anime and caught up all the way to XY until this happened.
Ninja's unable to battle! Charizard wins! Alon is the champion!
That single moment pissed me off so much that I quit the show and ended up missing out on Ash winning the next league he participated in, being the Alola League. Recently, I learned that Ash has made it into the Masters 8 of the Pokemon World Championships, meaning that he's one of the 8 strongest trainers in the world, making him well on his way to becoming that Pokemon Master he's always wanted to be. Because of this, I decided to pick up where I left off, finishing the XY and Sun and Moon series and getting up to date on journeys, and I gotta say, Alola was an amazing series. People really need to let go of the art style change and enjoy the actual content. I mean, the Alola team is arguably one of his best and diverse ones, consisting of the unstoppable Pikachu, God himself, the region's strongest Incineroar, a one-of-a-kind Lycanroc form, a mythical giant, and an Ultra Beast. An insane team, and we had one of the greatest 6-on-6 battles in the entire series, being Ash versus his adopted father Kukui. Anyway, enough of how great Alola is, let's get right into the main theme of this video. Ash's teams for the Masters 8, using his old Pokemon. So let's break it down. For those of you who don't know, the 8 trainers in the Masters 8 are Leon, ranked 1st and the champion of the Galar region, Cynthia, ranked 2nd and champion of the Sinnoh region, Steven Stone, ranked 3rd and champion of the Hoenn region, Lance, ranked 4th and champion of the Kanto and Johto regions, Dionto, ranked 5th and champion of the Kalos region, Alon, ranked 6th and winner of the Kalos League, Iris, ranked 7th and champion of the Unova region, as well as Ash's old traveling companion, good on her, and finally, Ash Ketchum, ranked 8th and champion of the Alola region, while from the Kanto region. To take the top spot, Ash is going to have to go through a series of battles against any of these trainers to work his way up to battling Leon, who will undoubtedly remain number 1 until Ash inevitably battles him. Now, we don't actually know how the matches are going to go, so we're going to have to speculate on how they're going to format the battles. Many have said it's going to be like a normal tournament where the 8 trainers battle until the top 4 is decided, and then the top 2, and finally the winner. But I don't think that's how it's going to go, because they also need to determine everyone's rank at the end. So I think everyone will battle, and their rankings will go up and down depending on how they do. For example, if number 5 beats number 6, he stays number 5 and gets to battle number 4 to see if he can go up to number 4, and his final rank will be decided when he loses to someone, or if he goes all the way and beats the number 1 ranked battler. The fact that the battles will all be 3-on-3 until the final, which will obviously be 6-on-6, backs up my theory even more, as that's way too short if Ash is only going to battle 3 people in this tournament, which is why I believe Ash will battle everyone who's above him until he gets to face Leon for the top spot, meaning he'll have 6 3-on-3 fights and 1 6-on-6 fight against Leon. So let's predict his teams against everyone and include his old Pokemon in these teams, as they deserve to take part in this tournament. I do, however, have 2 rules. Number 1, there has to be 1 member of his Journeys team in each of the 3-on-3 battles, which works out perfectly as there are 6 battles, meaning 1 battle for each member, and 2, I can't reuse any Pokemon for the 3-on-3 battles. For example, if Rowlet is in the 2nd battle, he can't be used until the final 6-on-6. So with that out of the way, let's begin. Opponent 1, for rank 7, Iris. Against her, Ash will use Crocodile as he's his Unova ace, and Iris' Dragonite probably wants to settle the score, Dracovish because Ash has to use at least 1 dragon against Iris the Dragon Master, and I'm sure Iris' Dragonite wants a rematch against him as well, and finally, Glalie, because Iris has always been afraid of ice types because they're super effective against dragons, plus Glalie is Ash's only ice type, who by the way became a pretty good battler after evolving, beating Pokemon like Charizard and Metang and tying with a Sceptile. So this will be Ash's final team against Iris. Opponent 2 for rank 6, Alon. Against him, we're going to have Goodra, as he needs to redeem himself after his terrible performance in the Kalos League. Dragonite, because if Alan's got 2 pseudo legends on his team, so will Ash. And finally, the boy Greninja, who will assume the form of Take It Away Lumio's trainer Zack,
Satoshi Gekoga,
and take his revenge on Alan's Mega Charizard. This time, Water Shuriken Destructo Disc will overcome Blast Burn. So this will be Ash's final team against Alan. Opponent 3 for rank 5, Dionto. Against her, we're gonna have Noivern, as Ash's other Carlos Dragon needs some love, and he didn't really score any wins in the Carlos League, so we're gonna have him make up for it by beating one of the champion's Pokemon. Gengar, because his dual typing is super effective against both of Dionto's ace Pokemon's dual types. Gengar's Poison beats Gardevoir's Fairy, and Ghost is super effective against Psychic types. Plus, G-Max Gengar versus Mega Gardevoir would be sick. And finally, we'll have Incineroar make his debut, as his Dark typing is super effective against Psychic and Ghost types, which are both on Dionto's team, and also because we've never seen it battle since evolving. So this will be Ash's final team against Dionto. Opponent 4 for rank 4, Lance. Against the champion of Kanto, we're gonna have a Kanto inspired team consisting of Ash's bulkiest Pokemon ever, Snorlax, who also knows 6 moves, but that's probably been retconned now. Then from his Journeys team, we gotta have his original starter, Pikachu. Now, I know Gengar and Dragonite could have also made the spot, but Pikachu was the first Pokemon of Ash from Kanto, so he has to be part of his battle to overthrow the champion of Kanto. And finally, Ash's Kanto ace, Charizard, because we need a return of the OG ace after his last official battle being against Brandon ended with him not even being able to get a single win and a bunch of unevolved starters having to pick up the slack. And when you really think about it, that's so embarrassing for a big tough Charizard who's been training against others of his kind to be outdone by a Squirtle who firefights and a Bulbasaur who peacekeeps. I won't compare him to Pikachu because Pikachu is incredibly broken and has the most battle experience anyways, so this will be Ash's final team against Lance. Opponent 5 for rank 3, Steven Stone. Against him, we gotta have the Hoenn Ace and my boy Sceptile, because we gotta have the Hoenn Ace versus the Hoenn Champion. After that, we're gonna have Sirfetch'd from the Journeys team, as he radiates the same level of gentlemanly chivalry as Steven himself, so I feel like Steven will take a liking towards him. And finally, we gotta have the Steel type specialist take a shot at Ash's mythical Steel type Melmetal, as it's a one-of-a-kind Steel type Pokemon, which is the exact type of Pokemon Steven specializes in, so I'm sure Steven will be very fascinated to check him out. We could also have Ash accidentally Gigantamax Melmetal, as he is the only one in the world, so it would be a waste making the design if it's never used. So this will be Ash's final team against Steven. And finally, opponent 6 for rank 2, Cynthia. Against the champion of Sinnoh, we gotta have the Sinnoh ace Infernape, because he needs a redemption after his mediocre return in Journeys, so to have him beat one of Cynthia's Pokemon would be the closure he deserves in this series. Next, we gotta have the current ace Pokemon, Lucario, as he's the only Journeys team member who's also from Sinnoh, so it makes sense for him to make the team. And finally, rounding off the team that'll get Ash into the big 6-on-6 battle of the series, the Pokemon who got him into the big 6-on-6 battle of the last series, Lycanroc, because he needs some love after being the league winning Pokemon, so I figured this would be the best battle for him to be in. Plus, 2 doggos in one team is always fun. So this will be Ash's final team against Cynthia. And yeah, those are my predictions for Ash's teams for each 3-on-3 Masters 8 battle. Now for his final 6-on-6 versus Leon, I am almost 99.9% sure it'll be the Journeys team, as it's unfair if they don't get to take part in at least one 6-on-6 battle as a team, especially with Ash busting out all 3 battle mechanics for one battle, so it has to be for his one against Leon, as the Journeys team is the only one that can use all 3 of them. But if I had to make an ultimate team using some of his old Pokemon, here's how it would look. I would have Pikachu, obviously, with the Z-Ring included, Sceptile, because he's my favorite Pokemon, and we gotta have a starter from every type. So we'll also have Greninja, because, come on, Infernape, meaning there will be no Charizard as it doesn't make sense type diversity wise, and then Lucario, giving us another battle mechanic for the team to use, being Mega Evolution. The final member is kind of undecided for me because it would be between Heracross, Snorlax, Lycanroc, Gliscor, Crocodile, Dragonite, and Gengar if we wanted to include the last battle mechanic, but if I had to choose one, I'd probably pick Dragonite to give our boy a pseudo legend to counter Leon's pseudo legend being Dragapult. And there we have it, my predictions for every Ash Ketchum team in the Masters 8. Let me know what you guys think of my choices, and if you have any differing ones, let me know in the comments. Are you guys excited for the Masters 8 tournament as I am? I hope our boy can take the dub and officially achieve his title of Pokemon Master, but I do wonder if he does win, where's he gonna go after this? Oh well, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. So once again, I appreciate you man taking your time to watch this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and bless.